Anymore, anymore. Which one is right? Is there a difference between these two? Take a look at this sentence. I don't want to study English anymore. Is that right or wrong? What about this sentence? Let me know if you need any more English advice. Is this right or wrong? Well, the answer is both of them are wrong. They're both wrong. Okay, in this one, this should be 2 words, any more, and in this one, it should be 1 word. I don't want to study English anymore. Why? What's the difference between these? Well, here's the difference. Anymore, as 2 words, means quantity. The quantity of something. And if it's 1 word, it means time. Okay, let's take a look at the examples. Okay, I don't want to study English anymore. Okay, so basically we're saying we don't want to study English any longer. I used to study English, I got bored, I don't want to study English anymore. Okay, then it's just 1 word. Okay, if we're talking about the time. But in this example, okay, let me know if you need any more English advice. Okay. Now, the pronunciation of these 2 words, it's exactly the same. Okay, so when you hear it, there's no way to hear really if it's 1 word or 2 words. That's why it's a bit tricky. Okay, let me know if you need any more English advice. Right? I'm saying this really fast as though it's 1 word, but actually it's 2 words. So we use 2 words here because we're talking about the quantity of advice. Okay, do you want any more English advice? You might say, no, I don't want any more English advice. You're saying stop the quantity, right? Let's take a look at an easier example. Okay, don't eat any more cake. Save some for me. Okay, I'm talking about the quantity of the cake. If you eat all the cake, there won't be any for me. Okay, so don't eat any more. You've already had 5 pieces. Stop eating because I want at least 1 piece. So we're talking about the quantity. But in this one, I don't eat sweets anymore. Here, we're talking about time. So it's 1 word, right? I used to eat sweets, but now I don't eat sweets anymore, right? It means that for this period of time, probably well into the future, maybe forever, okay, I won't eat sweets. I gave that up. Okay, so this one, if it's 1 word, it means time. If it's 2 words, it means quantity. So what do we do in this situation? I'm sure you've come across this situation in English where you're not sure whether you should use 1 word or 2 words. What do? Well, to be honest, I face this problem all the time. This is very challenging for me. Okay, when I run into this problem, I just look it up. Okay, for example, today, I wasn't sure about this. I was writing something, and I was like, is it secondhand, secondhand, or secondhand? Okay, secondhand means not new. Okay, so if you buy a car and you buy it from someone else who has owned it for a while, then you're buying a second-hand vehicle. So how would you write that? I bought a second-hand vehicle. Well, I wasn't sure, so I looked it up, okay? I mean, with these kinds of things, you could probably use any one of these and it would be fine. Okay, but take a look at this, okay? Is it fire truck or fire truck? Well, it's fire truck. It's 2 words. Okay, what about this one? Fireman or fireman? Which one? Here, it's this word, this one. 1 word. Why? What's the difference between truck and man? They're both nouns. Okay, these are called compound nouns in English. Okay, if you can put, 2 nouns together, it's called a compound noun. So, I mean, how do we know whether it's one word or two? Fire truck, fireman? What? This is crazy. Well, the answer is you don't. You really have no way of knowing. You just sort of have to memorize or just sort of have to guess sometimes with these things. Okay, what about this one? Playground or playground? Which one do you think? This is the right one. It's one word. Playground. Playground. But again, when we say it, there's no way to hear if it's one word or two. That's why it's so hard when you're writing. Okay, when you're reading, you probably don't even notice this. It's easy to read it and understand. If you read this one or if you read this one, you would understand the same thing. But when you start writing, then you stop and think, is it one word or is it two? It happens to me all the time. So if it happens to you, don't worry about it. That's normal. English is just a little bit crazy. Okay, look at these words here. Anytime, sometime, anyway, all right, every day. So with these words, I mean, these words are really common in English, right? Are these words one word or two? Well, to be honest, I don't even like teaching this. There are grammar rules, that explain when a word should be one word, when it should be two words. Okay, there are grammar rules, but the problem is I don't really like teaching stuff that native English speakers don't even understand. And they make mistakes all the time. Okay, so with these words, native English speakers, they would have no idea what the grammar is. Sometimes they say, like sometime as two words, sometime it's one word. Okay, they wouldn't know. So it's not fair if you have to learn something perfectly that native English speakers don't even know how to use. Okay, take this word for example, all right. All right, this is one of the most common words in the English language. All right. Okay, like when I'm texting someone or when I'm writing to someone, chatting with someone on Facebook or something, I might say, all right, see you later. Okay, all right, comma, see you later. Okay, I use this all the time. Everyone I know uses this word. But it's not even a word. This isn't even a word in English. Just go look it up in a dictionary. Okay, you'll find this is not a word. This is the word, all right. Okay, so this is the correct way, and you can't make it into one word. But this is just crazy because nobody does this. Nobody that I know, just chatting or the first one, this one is much more common than this one. But, the dictionaries and the people, the grammar Nazis are people who are really strict about grammar. They're, I would say they're sort of out of touch with reality. There are some teachers and professors and people who make dictionaries. They spend more time reading a grammar book than they do talking with real people. So I don't want to be that kind of teacher. I don't want to be out of touch with reality. What does this mean? Out of touch means disconnected. Okay, like I said, those people, they're not connected with reality. They just read books all day and they don't really talk with real people. They don't listen to rap music. They don't listen to normal people, right? They're just really professional and, rigid people. So I don't want to be that kind of teacher. That's why I don't like teaching words like this. Is it one word? Is it two words? I think it's much better if I teach you how to solve the problem. Because if I teach you the grammar about each of these words, right, you're going to forget what I've taught you. I forget all the time. Okay, in my life, I have looked up words like this all the time. Maybe every few months I'll look up, a word, one word or two words. And then, oh yeah, that's right. and then I'll forget it. A few weeks later, I'll forget it, and then I have to look it up again. So if I can't remember, how are you going to remember? You're not going to remember. So it's sort of useless if I teach you the grammar rules here, because you're not going to remember them. It's more important, well, it's better to know how to solve a problem than to know every grammar rule. Okay, so when you're writing something and you encounter a problem, it's better that you know how to solve that problem, because you won't be able to remember all the grammar rules. That's impossible unless you become a grammar Nazi. But don't waste your life becoming a grammar Nazi. There's more to life than English grammar. English grammar sucks. I don't like it. Okay, so how do you solve this problem? Well, it's easy. Just Google anyway or anyway. Okay, just type on Google one word or the two words, and then you're going to see a lot of results. You know, maybe like Grammarly.com, Quick and Dirty Tips, I think is another one. Okay, there's some of these top results. Just click on one or two of these and they'll give you really good examples, and they'll explain the grammar, and then you can say, oh yeah, that's right, that's the word I want. Okay, then you can just keep typing, and then you can sort of forget about it. If you need to learn again, then you can just look it up again. Okay, so that's how I solve this problem. Whether it be any word, fire truck, fireman, playground, I use this way to solve the problem. So I think you should use this strategy as well. Hey, if you want more quick tips like this, I'd love it if you subscribe to my channel right down there. Okay, let's do a little bit of homework. Now, I don't want you to look these words up. Don't look at a dictionary. I just want you to guess. Okay, make a guess. Are these words one word or two? Swimming pool, redhead. A redhead is someone who has red hair. Like someone who has blonde hair is called a blonde. Someone who has brown hair is called a brunette. Someone who has red hair is called a redhead. Okay, water slide, love seat. A love seat is a small couch for two people. Okay, six pack. A six pack is the muscles you have on your stomach. If you're really fit, you're gonna be able to see all your abs. That's called a six pack. Okay, so are these one word or two words? Just make a guess. Let me know your guess down there in the comments, and I'll see you over in the next episode of Mad English TV. Take care.